Hey Rangers, welcome to Super Important Views. My name's Steve, and today I'll be going over the Marmit's Godzilla Vinyl Wars, Godzilla 1984 and 2000. These were Christmas presents from my wife, which, thank you dear, you're awesome. And these are some of the newest Godzillas added to my collection. And was going to be doing some more of the Bandai Vinyls reviews for you guys, because there's been a lot of requests for a few of those figures. But I wanted to get these guys out because I was super excited about them and wasn't really expecting them for Christmas. And kind of just fell in love with them, so I wanted to show these guys off to you. So essentially, when you would be ordering these figures, they would come in little clear baggies with little headers that will look exactly like these when you guys pick them up. But just say Godzilla Vinyl Wars. And then on the back, they actually release multiple versions of figures from the company, because these are Mediacom Toy Corporation figures. And pretty much it just has an X mark next to what they are, which is the Marmits. And a bunch of stuff I can't understand. But I'm going to be saving these little cards because there's not really much of a point in just keeping the plastic bag for these guys. But let's get on to the review. So I'm going to be starting off with the 84 because I feel like a lot of you guys would be more appreciative of the 2000 over this guy. And that this guy's my more personal favorite between the two, so I want to go over this one first and make you guys wait a little bit. But first, details actually are really awesome. One thing is most Marmits I'm not that big of a fan of personally, because usually with a lot of the ones I kind of see, and I have seen these guys before, but just haven't really decided to pick them up myself, because my wife was just like, hey, you'd probably like these things, so she ordered them for me. And usually I kind of stray away from these because I like my Godzilla figures to look exactly like the Godzilla character. Not really as quite a big fan of the goofy looking color ones. That's kind of more my wife's thing. But after getting this guy, I just fell in love with this thing. Because for this guy, I really love the head sculpt for. Definitely has that more back-to-waist suit appearance here, where it's the very nice bulky 84 head sculpt. Has his ears molded in on the side of his head here. Looks really awesome. These very nice gold piercing eyes. You have some metallic silver here for the teeth. And for the body coloring, I love this thing. Because I really like it's more of a dark blue with black inlays for the detail work here. And it's just kind of sprawled out throughout his entire body, where you get a decent amount of blues here in the body section here. The front of the legs have a lot of blue, but then when you turn it sideways, more predominantly black. But with the tail here, you get a lot of very nice blue for the top section too. And then same with more here for the bottom. And overall, he's just got a very visually striking color scheme. Like even the dorsal spines here with this very nice metallic gold paint job here really helps to contrast the dark body color schemes. It just really helps to make this guy pop. And then for the rest of his body detail work, looks really nice as well, where you get his nice wrinkled skin texturing here. Arms look really cool as well, which for the paint job for the nails with this nice metallic gold. Also some detail work here for the bottom of his feet too. You got Marmit Japan. Over here would tell you the Godzilla in the year, and then just kind of cover up by this Toho Corporation sticker. With his legs actually being a little bit leaner, kind of reminds me of the NECA figure, but works really well for this figure. Tail is a little bit more on the bulky side and a little bit stubby, but works actually really well for the figure overall. And I actually really like how it kind of curves off to the side and it's just not going back flat or just laying on the table. Like it actually has a little bit of character to it. Just something that's really nice. And overall with the 84, I love this thing. I cannot stress enough, like just the detail on the molded plastic here just turned out really fantastic. And it's still like, looking at this guy on the shelf, you know exactly who it is. So this actually really works for me. And I'm just going to spoil it right now. He's actually my favorite 84 that I own in my collection as of right now. Like this guy's awesome. And then for his articulation, his head can look a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Don't want to overstress the plastic here, but it's about that much articulation you're going to get out of the head. For his arms, can rotate almost all the way around. The nails kind of catch onto the legs on the bottom here, so you can get it pretty far back and pretty far forward. Legs have a pretty decent forward kick. They don't go about that far back before they come into contact with the tail, and about that far down backwards, so they don't really have too much of a back reach, just a decent kick. And then for the tail, for this one actually has a, pretty much rotates all the way around, which is something that's pretty cool. And pretty much for the articulation, just pretty much what you expect to see out of a Bandai Vinyl, just a little bit more on the bulky plastic side. Also, another thing I mentioned too is this guy is super thick plastic too. Like it's, for being vinyl, he actually feels very sturdy, which is really nice. Because some of the Bandai Vinyls actually have a little bit more of a softer feel to him, but he's pretty well hard. On the bottom too, you get the Marmit inlet. But overall, super impressed with the way this 84 turned out. Looks very good, very iconic from the movie. And you guys might also appreciate the Godzilla 2000, which the details on this guy are freaking gnarly. Like, I love the raised detail scale work here where it gives him more of a dragon appearance to it. Looks really awesome. Like, it even has a nice pointed edge to it coming along the course of the body. Even with the undersection of the chest here, actually has a lot of very nice raised edges with these more rounded scale as compared to like the 84 you just saw where it's more of a wrinkle pattern. And the same with the legs here too, has this really nice raised edge for the scale work here. Then his head sculpt is freaking intimidating looking. It has the same gold piercing eyes like we see on quite a few of the Marmits. You have his ears molded on the side here. Teeth are this nice metallic silver with actual some metallic red here for the inside of the mouth. It looks really nice. Again, helps to add to that menacing appearance. Also just really like the front profile on this guy. It's just definitely very 2000 looking. I also like too that you can only see the upper portion of his teeth row, where the lower portion only shows up here on the front and then it's just kind of hidden by the lips on the side here. It actually looks really cool. Also like too that you can see his dorsal spine starting to lift up on the top portion of his head, and you can even see the row section here which kind of transitions into the scales on the side of the body. And then his gigantic dorsal spines. Like, look how freaking huge that middle one is. And then the back color scheme too is just really stands out a little bit more than like what the 1984 that you guys just saw, where it's the same kind of metallic gold, but it has this crimson red paint job here for the inside of the dorsal spines here. And then it kind of transitions back into this more darker gold black color scheme here for the bottom. So it really helps to contrast with the rest of the body here. It just gives them, again, that is very nice menacing appearance. And I also really like how the tail just kind of comes off to the side here on the back and it just kind of flails off. Like, it looks really nice. The only thing that's kind of bummer, like looking at it from the back, he has a decent amount of gapping here in between the dorsal spines, and same with the lower section of the tail here. It's the only major bummer of kind of looking at him from a rear appearance, but for the most part, you're going to be checking him out from the front, which is freaking gorgeous. And the paint job for his body is gnarly, where you get some purple work here for some sections on the arms, top of the dorsal spines. You can see a little bit here on the front portion of the legs. Also has this more green tealish color here for the bicep areas. Also comes in on the lower section over there. You can see the purple paint job. It shows up really nicely on the front section here. And then you get some metallic black here too, which looks really nice for the majority of the rest of the body. And you can see here in the lower section too where the color scheme changes pretty drastically, which really helps this guy to stand on your shelf. Like when you just walk in and just see this guy just kind of chilling there, he's definitely going to draw some attention. And I really like too how he has a metallic gold here for his nails. Same with the feet section here with a lot more of that green on the toes, looks really nice. Under section of the feet has the same kind of detail work where you can definitely see the toe sections here. And you have the Marmit label right here on the bottom. Also would have his name here up at the top. Looks really nice. And then for his articulation, he's slightly lacking compared to the 84 where he has no head articulation. His arms can move a little bit up, but once you start getting a little bit high, it starts rubbing with the plastic here, so don't really recommend it. So it's pretty much you get about that much motion out of it. For the legs, can move forward about that far, but it kind of starts stopping right there because it comes into contact with the plastic here, so don't really want to move it too much more forward. Moves back about that far. And then for his tail, it can only move a little bit to the left and to the right. Can't really go crazy with the articulation for this. So for his articulation, a little bit lacking compared to the 84, but just in terms of the color scheme and variation, like, oh man. And for some quick comparison, here we have the Marmit Godzillas next to some Bandai Vinyl figures with the GMK Godzilla and Godzilla 2000. And here they are with some X pluses with the 30cm 1962 and the 25cm Burning Godzilla. And here they are with some NECA action figures with the 1954 and 84, which I gotta say, you've been replaced, buddy. And here they are with some SH Monster Arts figures with the Mecha King Ghidorah and Gamer in 1996. So overall with the Marmit Godzilla 2084, I don't think these figures are the best representation of the characters that you can purchase as of right now, but are definitely one of the coolest. Because the detail work on these things are awesome and the coloring on these guys are amazing. Like, I can't stress enough just how amazing these things look on my shelf, and they're definitely some of the more standout pieces in my collection. So if you guys are in the market for Godzilla figures that are a little bit more obscure and will definitely grab someone's attention, then look no further than the Marmits. But what do you guys think? Do you guys own any Marmit Godzilla action figures? What's your favorite Marmit? Or is X Plus just more your thing? Please let us know in the comments. We'll have a closer picture of these guys on Facebook. If you want to click the link description below. Help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.